this open mic, and most of them are full. And the first person on here is Jason.
This piece is titled, "I Carved Off a Fresh Piece for You." I was cycling down 541 by the cemetery and the turnoff for the pool where I saw a deer carcass splayed out like Sunday supper. Clearly she had been there for days now, and I thought on what it would be like to have my skin slough off like that just for an hour or two. What it would be like to feed hordes of thousands wriggling and burrowing into the meat of me that I hardly need anymore. Is it generosity to give offal to the hungry when you wouldn't touch it yourself? Is it anything other than bend and close your link in the chain? Carnivores eat the herbivores, and when either die early, the maggots feast. I was cycling down 541, slowing for my turn, thinking on my offal, leaving a poem on the pavement. Thank you.
I've noticed the past few months, Jason likes to sign up and go first, which means that everyone has to follow Jason. Sorry, everyone else. But a thing I want to tell you, I mentioned we have 15 spots in this open mic, and most of them are full. Most of them. Not all of them. We haven't had this happen in a few months. There are 2 open spots. If you hear something and you're like, you know what? I can do that. I'm going to do that. Come tap on my shoulder and whisper something in my ear, and if like I do like this because someone else is reading, just be persistent, and I'll get to you, and we'll put you on the list. Anyway, your next reader, who can definitely follow Jason, and so it's all going to be okay, is Grace.
Oh no. Oh, I need help. Help.
It's my favorite thing to do.
That's perfect. Thank you. Jason, I owe you a martini.
Oh, wow.
Do you want one?
Sure.
Okay. First, I'm going to read a poem, though. It's called How to Maintain a Sense of Wonder. 1. Consider water. The way it is the same everywhere around the world. The way it is never the same twice. The way it is blue and green and almost invisible. The way it froths up white, makes peaks like little moving mountains. The way it ripples like a satin sheet billowing over you. The way it is like glass or leather, depending on the wind and your perspective. The way it laps as if it is a runner, as if it is a cat discovering milk, as if it is a mother making a seat for a child. 2. Consider Earth. The way she is so big you cannot see all of her. The way she is so small you see everyone your grandmother knew when you wander through the grocery store. The way the moon appears upside down when you visit her other hemisphere. The way she is so hot, so cold, so wet, so dry, like any mother swinging from one mood to another, depending on the day. 3. Consider wind. The way it is like a shadow, or a small child hoping not to be noticed but impossible to ignore. The way you never know where it is coming from. The way it can be so crisp, like biting into an apple in October. The way it can lift the stifling blanket of summer heat like it is nothing. The way it can bowl you over, hurt you down to the bone. The way you can wish for it, the way you can wish it away. The way it follows you like a mother covering. 4. Consider fire. The way it cleanses, the way it kills, the way it is a blaze of anger, the way it sits in your fireplace, warming your back, shining some glimmer of winter magic over everything, The way it jumps out like a monster, turning everything to ash. The way we do not understand it. The way we are all misunderstood. Thank you.
If you ever need help adjusting the mic, like, I don't know, I get that thing out of it. Please ask me to help. I'll help you adjust the mic. It makes me feel useful and powerful. But I recommend, you should try it on your own. It feels really good to just like come up here and, you know, just, bam, I'm in control. I'm weird. So that was Grace. Grace, one of the board members of Outlaw Principal, handled our social media this month. Thank you, Grace. So if you saw something on social media and that's what brought you here, have Grace do that. The cats. That's what Kimberly said. The cats. Next up, we have Susan.
Book that's going to be published. I wanted to read from that. It's released in September next year, not this year. But the only reason I have these poems, they were written during the quarantine, is because my husband sent me outside to sit down and write. And so that's my Father's Day tribute to my husband. So this is a haiku of a morning in June. It is June with pride, allies, and marching anew in all of the colors. This is the washed rock. Found in the washing machine, much, much larger than those I carry in shoe. Now the rock looks different from the other four that escaped the balling up of the rained-on picnic tablecloth. Buried and embedded in the cycle, spun and chastened, this wee mountain's terrain, clefts and crevices, are more revealed in bone-like whiteness. My hand may be encircling a piece of the rock of Crazy Horse, a fragment of dinosaur whose descendants now watchfully perch my fence with talons curled and a reptilian gaze I've never seen before. My breath leaves as I go from gardener, poet, to conqueror, idiot, to humble penitent. I cannot fly or impact a stone or be anything but beige. I am alien to the natural order and blind to my seeming well-meaning participation in broad sweeping opining while still pressing down on the gas pedal. I'm still gripping the washed rock, and I cannot look away, and I cannot put it down, and I cannot help but listen, and it is not enough. This is the red tomato vine. The red tomato vine rises next to the silky cornstalk. Zucchini, pumpkin, cucumber, arms together, reach relentlessly over man's fence. Even billowy heavens need revolution. This joyful shining depends on the deep, weeping night. Feel the wealth of the common heart. The ark that was barely rising has proven to be an eternal comet. This is equality, and it's another outcry. This country's lucky. The outcry is for justice and not for vengeance. And my apologies to anyone who actually can speak German. This is Die Vergangenheit aufarbeiten, working off the past. No matter who we believe ourselves to be, whether success attained or not, casual, well-adjusted, or arrested, even if shredded with doubt or mathematical anger. We know there was slavery in country. Yes, in other civilizations and cultures, but we know it was in us for hundreds of years and millions of lives. And even if from this date and onward we could not have lived then, please hang your choir robes on the wall in order to listen and answer my question. If a suggested tax for a precise duration of time, a penny on gasoline scored through a year in 5, would gather a sum to zero out the degradation, the holding back and dwelling quarters, and facilitate the gift of attention, and shatter the grudge, and open new markets for us, and generate new revenues for us, and well-being indivisible with mercy and profits for all, would you pay it? Would you pay it and complain? Would you rush into another's healing and thus heal your own life's heritage? Oh, my blessed brothers and sisters, I see you stand apart from your parents' previous attitudes and phrases in gratitude for our own lives because we have a chance in this one singular time to open the issue and see it through, becoming the whole people of a healing nation. Whatever we do now will be paid back on us 100-fold. Let it be grace and glory immeasurable.
Right after he finished working, I turned to him and he was like, she was at the last one. Because we do this thing when it's someone's first time reading, you're like, first time reader, everyone clap for first time reader. Apparently it's not your first time. I wasn't your last one. But I didn't clap for you that time, so I'm going to give it up for a first time. Okay, and the next person is not a first time reader, is a long time reader, Anna.
Which is known for its dangerously violent waves. And so I was very inspired by that, and I wrote this piece. What a perfect place to die here in the stormy English sea. I hear voices of the ancients beckoning me beneath the waves. I want to go to them, to fill my lungs with water and my soul with verse. Is it wrong to hope for a poet's death? Beautifully, tragically, I long to be remembered as the North Sea. The most powerful waves are found within me. Yet I am a creation of tranquility. The ebb and flow of my verses, immortal, steadfast, and peaceful. As I sink lower and lower, I have never felt such joy. I am going home. Here the tides and rhymes embrace me, never letting go. Next piece is about meeting, again, a very old friend. And now we are together again. I thought we had parted forever, but you never left, did you? You were always here. I carry you with me in my soul. I knew you. I know you. Here in this church and in this heart, you are always here. A spirit whose haunting I adore, you are more constant than the living. Beatitude is written in your presence, and I am warm in your cold hands. Can you hear me now? My patriot of poetry, my love of centuries. I knew you. I know you. I carry you with me. You are always, always here.
Thank you, Anna. So, if you've been coming here for a little while and you're like, wow, I really love this Ella Huntsville thing that I go to once a month and hear people read good poems and read my own, but I want more. How can I have more? Well, friends, we offer membership, and membership entitles you to certain benefits, among which are quarterly member hangouts. Last hangout, we got together and went to the yard and got those ridiculous milkshakes, and sometimes we get coffee, sometimes we just hang out in the park. Right? It's a pretty nice thing. We also was that last month or 2 months ago? My timeline is kind of skewed. We do workshops too. We recently did a workshop on how to get your work published. So, if those kind of things interest you, membership is $20 simple. It covers you for a whole year, and there are some other benefits that you can get there. But I have to say something between each reader, so I'm going to say some of those that way. I still have things to say. And now, you're going to hear from Felicia.
It looks like you handled it very well.
So my poem here tonight, guys, I wrote this last fall for a contest we had. I work at Calhoun, and the contest was to challenge you to write a poem or a piece about being from here and being a native. So how many of you guys born and raised here? Woo! All right, yeah. I didn't win the contest because you get to go to Scotland if you won, but so yeah, that's why I wrote this poem really. But it is called Born and Raised, okay? Mm-hmm. I was born here, born and raised, as country folks say. It comes with a sort of earning. How you earn such a right, you say? What about the road you grew up on? You see, mine was a dirt road across from my pasture. You could smell the cow manure on a hot summer day. And it wasn't good, but somehow it wasn't all that bad either. The way I see it, well, it was home. There's a piece to being home no one can quite explain. It's dipping your toes in a pond and not worrying about the critters that might get you. It's running barefoot outside and doing somersaults in the grass, a slipping and a sliding, a flipping and a falling, getting all cut up, all the while laughing inside. Trying not to step on a frog at night, swinging a baseball cap, trying to catch a bat in it, listening to cricket legs across and making the most beautiful melody. No violin ever held a string to that music. I was raised here. I know all about it. Yet I'm discovering more each day. I was a little black girl in the country. Yeah, a little black girl in the country. That's kind of rare species, I'd say. Not many of us around here, not many at all. But when we show up, everyone can't help but notice. You see, we take up space. Why? We're loud, and well, that southern drawl says it all. It says, I'm born and raised here. And this country girl doesn't want to take the country out of her. Even if you could, but you can't. You may treat me different. Well, I am. You may think less of me, count me out, underestimate. Go right on. I'm going to prove you all wrong. And just when you think you got me figured out, I'm going to surprise you some more with my wit and my charm, my intellect, my kindness, despite some unkind words. I'll rise up too and you'll see a fighter, no matter the cost. I won't. I simply cannot lay down. Why? Because I'm born and raised here. I own it just as much, if not more than you. I paid for it with my black sweat and tears. No one can take my home from me. And just like the crops shoot straight up from the ground, I grew and I grew till I was full grown and ready for the harvest. And now I'm full grown and ready for the harvest. I'll tell you that you must get your earning as I did. Plow your field, rake and hoe the hard ground, make something of it, and plant it with a new you. Why? So more can crop up, yes. Little black southern girls like me, they make beautiful grown women so special and unique, so fragrant and so sweet, so sturdy and so strong. Outlier, yes. But rest assured that we belong. Why? Because we're born and raised here.
People have a lot of feelings about Alabama, but as someone who's been in Alabama forever, that really warmed my heart. Alabama's a cool place. Some people just, they gotta get here and figure it out. I need to correct a thing I said a minute ago. I said membership was $20. It's $25. You can say that that's a mistake, or you can say that I was like trying to ease you into the idea of purchasing it. I promise I'm not going to come back and say it's $30 in a minute. However, in case I do, maybe you'll like prayers or something really quick. But another thing, to make up for that $5, I'm going to tell you, we also have a Discord channel, so like if you want to just talk to other poets in this community and be like, hey, I'm working on a thing, would somebody proofread it for me? Or you're like, hey, does anyone want to watch a movie? Or whatever you might do in a Discord page and just communicating with other people. We've got one of those, so membership is a good idea for you and for us. And the next reader is Victoria.
Okay, so I'm like super sleepy, so don't judge me. Thank you.
You can also just judge.
Yay! Thank you. I did this poem before, but I kind of like rewrote it or whatever. Again, I have to. Oh wait, half asleep. Okay, a last-minute messy poem for the messy, too much extra girls. This is for the big-breasted, too much tummy, got a lot of cake girls. This is for the take up too much space girls. This is for the too much is not a bad thing girls. This is for the I still can't do child's pose without sticking my butt in the air. This is for she's a brick house. She's like mighty gonna let it all hang out girls. An old boss used to have used to call me Boob Town when she thought I wasn't around. Maybe this is not a town. This is a tropical destination, and you wish you could spend your summers here. This is a metropolis, but never a bungalow. This is for the short girls and the girls of any size, for all the girls. This is for the big hair, really big hair, but don't you touch it. And it's the year 2023, you still don't know that you're not supposed to touch my hair without permission, girls. This is a sleep bonnet, not a shower cap, and my hair is not in your business anyway, girls. This is for, they always want to talk about my uterus, but they never want to talk about uterine fibroids or PCOS, girls. This is for, I will not waste my time wishing I was a 21-year-old just so you'll think I'm pretty, girls. This is for the phenomenal woman, that's me, girls. This is for the girls in tampon commercials. They're usually wearing all white. It's like some weird status symbol. But like, who wears a white shirt and white pants all day, every day? This is for the brave enough to use the diva cup girls. I just can't do it. It reminds me of beer pong. This is for the go out and live your life, stop waiting for somebody else to do it with you, girls. For the, did you see that? Yeah, I did that, girls. For the, I let it go so it can let go of me, girls. For the, I build other women up, I don't tear them down, girls. This is for the, never turn down a compliment, I eat that shit up, girls. For the, I'm going to stop saying I'm sorry when I've done nothing wrong, girls. For the, I'm going to start loving little things about myself, girls. You know what's the favorite part of my body? It's the cleft that runs right here. It's because it's soft like cashmere and kitten fur and marshmallows, and those are a few of my favorite things. This is before I talk about my body too much because it's mine, all mine, girls. For the, I used to want to be a nun, seriously. But now I share poems in bars and cuss at strangers when I'm in my car, girls. But a little bit of this poem is for the guys, too. For the knows the difference between a vagina and a vulva, guys. For the doesn't whisper period or menstruation, guys. For the he did it without me having to ask him, guys. For the he knows I'm not crumbled. If he wants this cookie, he's gonna have to wait for this cookie, guy. For the you want me to walk you to your car, guys. But really, this poem is for all of us. This is for the I am enough. It is okay to rest now, people. For I have become exactly who I was meant to be, people. For tomorrow is Juneteenth, and when you are free indeed, people. Thank you.
Victoria, you can only read that poem once a year now. What are you going to do when tomorrow is not Juneteenth? Happy Juneteenth, by the way. So, I've been talking about membership, and I just want to tell you one more thing. I promise I'll shut up. We also have these nice mugs that come with your membership. You can put coffee in there. You can put water in there. You can put rocks in there. I'm sure there are other examples. You can come up with those things, whatever you want to put in there, provided it is like roughly this size or volume. You could do that. I also want to mention that because if you were here last month and you got a membership, I'm like the holder of the mugs, and I wasn't here. So if you're owed a mug, come holler at me and be like, hey, give me my mug. But look at all those like amazing benefits to membership I've listed for you guys. Why isn't there a line where I'm letting you to be a member now? That was a Borfish joke. I thought it was going to land better.
Should have known.
Anyway, oh man, it's really hot on this stage. Rachel says that Dakota is next.
I know where I put my name on the list, and every time it always gets me. Because I'm like, there's no way that 8 people have read already. Happy Pride Month. So, I wrote this one about being super gay, and it doesn't have a title. I guess I'm gay. Yay. Okay. Don't stare too long. Someone might figure you out. Just a glance, say a quick prayer, hands pressed together just like I was taught, absolutely perfect. Dear Jesus, her lips look so soft, and I wonder what it might feel like if I kiss them. Would you mind the way they say you would? You can respond to this message. Look for the signs, there were none, he never answered, they must be right. God is ashamed of you, said the priest, so I got on my knees and begged to be forgiven for finding beauty in the softness of women. The hymnals began to make me weep because I was afraid I was doomed to a life burning in hell and I would never hear a sound so sweet, which would be the way God would choose to let me suffer, I was certain. The search history on my browser is damning. Can I be attracted to women and still be Catholic? Delete. Will I go to hell for being gay? Delete. Girls kissing? Delete. Put on a mask and perform for them so they don't ask questions. I want to be a nun, I say. God is working through you, they say. I'm scared to tell them that the priest said it was the only option unless I wanted to remain an abomination. Thank you. So this is actually my last Out Loud event. We are moving at the end of July, and I'm like so absolutely crushed. So I wrote this about Huntsville because I've spent my life trying to get out of here, and I always somehow come back to it. And this one also doesn't have a name because I don't name my poems. Somehow this place has become my home. I have tried running too many times to count, and I have always returned with my tail tucked between my legs in defeat. But I think I finally understand what people mean when they talk about putting down roots somewhere, because we've done that, and so this time I feel pull after stubborn pull as we try to rip them from the earth and attempt to relocate them. Heart aching for the journey to come, I only find comfort in knowing that our new roots will grow under the same sun. Thank you.
I feel like I've only heard you read a few times and you're already going. I'm really sad for me. Yeah, I have more things to say in between these things. I make a list every time and I cross them off as I go, just in like, so the next thing on my list is thanks, Straight to Ale, for having us here. We used to be over in the, and it was Third Circle Cellars, now it's Lips, and then we upgraded to this space because we started like packing the room a lot more. This month's a little bit light, but that's nice. That means you guys can like chat afterwards and get to know each other. It's a little lower pressure, you know. But yeah, thanks for Straight to Ale letting us have this space. It's really cool. And like they've got PA stuff for us. You don't have to lug a bunch of gear here. That's awesome. Next up, we have Luxide.
How y'all doing tonight? Disclaimer, nothing against you at all. It's pronounced Loide. It's my first. Oh, you're all good. I promise. It's my first out loud in some years. But I'm a poet. I'm also a fashion designer. I made this outfit I have on. So if you're interested in definitely let me know. I got some extras, but I have 2 pieces for y'all tonight. I hope y'all enjoy. The first one is called For Today. Texting post goodnight text. I do the dash just to spend another night flex. The color of your aura often resembles high res. I admit that it can be blinding for one who's seen darkness in their eyelids. Tomorrow is a new today, soon shining brightness. Admiration is hard to fight. See, I have been feeling whole after being in pieces. I earned my fraction in deserving peace. Hands tied and praying for an early asset in AM fees. Pennies for your thoughts, I can't lie, it hurts to ask, so I plead. Just know that my love is burning passion, won't lie, I'm feeling weak to the end of days. It's viral captions in the bigger picture that I see. Walk-in closets for your garments and all of your Nikes built by these hands that I reach to the stars to grab Jupiter for its rings to put on your phalanges. I'm lost in your dancing. Staring from across the room, your skin is the breath of dragons. I'll sweat monsoons within the perimeter of an anomaly like you. Sunrise till sunset, I'll sit lakeside and write haikus because less is more when describing a stanza like you. Bodies of work from Elizabeth Barrett Browning couldn't stand by you. Let me count the ways to the depth and breadth and height my soul could reach when thinking of today. A stretch that could outreach a mission. It wasn't love at first sight, it was love at first remembrance, because I recognized you in my mother's eyes when she tells me, marry the type of woman you want your daughters to resemble. I pause as you mention, because presence is prioritized. Like witnessing the bloom of a willow, springtimes and fire signs leave us towards grounded and not brittle. I tell myself it could all be so simple. To appreciate my sunrise at the dark days. I'm grateful for grace and parlays and soft grins on art dates, and not least but lastly, I'm mostly thankful for today, just being today. Thank y'all. I have one more and I get out y'all here. But again, I'm an artist known as Loide. Y'all can follow me on social media at LEAUXEYED. That's LEAUXEYED. This poem is called I Love You Redacted. Treat me like you hate me. So I never reach the places where I'm complacent in showing you that my love for you is as spacious as venues to fill all of your greatness. To say that you are a star is beyond an understatement. I see you as a nebula, a nursery for celestial bodies. My body becomes groggy because I'm sorry I don't have the words to appreciate all of your faces. I can't face it. I've never known a love like this before, and I've seen love many times hit the floor, but never have I fallen and seemed to soar. Your horizons are so broad that my wings are sore. I can't help but snore because holding you at night is a piece that I cannot ignore. I understand your guard because your heart's been torn, but allow me, designer babe, to lay the sutures on your aorta that's worn, knowing that I go to war with nothing but a dull sword if you feel anything less than love for and protected, cared for and respected, heard more, not neglected, loved on when we sexting, an affection that's more permissive than possessive. I know you deserve more than what your past ejected, so allow me to project it, because all I see is cinematography within your essence. I am filled with such effervescence. To one day hold your heart and let the world know how your aura is so refreshing. Why are you built like this? Because my assembly never came with instructions on how to feel high like this. I want to go recluse to emerge as a man who deserves to stand by you, miss. I feel underdeveloped because I'm not yet him that can sing to your ears like Sunday choir kids, like when the pastor keeps going after he let the congregation say amen. You are the answer to the prayer that I've never had the strength to say. Because every man needs to understand when evolution is necessary to stand by his babe. So if I said I love you, redacted, it's only because I can only give you flowers when you deserve the axis, the stars, the Milky Way, and all of its planets. So for now, I give you stanzas, poems, and haikus. Allow me to carry my legacy on by giving you the last name, Deku. I appreciate that foundation. I'm alive.
That's right, low-eyed, not left-side. French vowels are difficult. I remember you coming out loud many years ago. In fact, we're friends on Facebook, and I see you posting stuff sometimes. It's good to see you in the flesh again. Oh my God! Speaking of someone who hasn't read it out loud for a little while, Kimberly's up next.
Hey, it's been a minute. I'm a little nervous about it. This lighting is great. I can't see any of you. So did you know that you can develop allergies later on in life?
Yep.
Something you used to enjoy or routinely partake in can suddenly start to make you break out in hives due to family history or stressors or changes in your environment. So here I am, in my mid-30s, the girl who used to weed eat the poison ivy patch in the backyard, no mask, no gloves, shorts on, just vibes. Now, anytime I top out a boulder and brush against an oily branch, a sunrise blooms on my skin, searing my arm to blister for weeks. Maybe it makes sense. My environment has changed so many times in the last few years, and stressors have been abundant. But maybe this isn't always a bad thing. An allergy is anything that causes a damaging bodily response after prolonged exposure. So now I am claiming allergy for anything worth avoiding based on my body's reaction. These last few years, I've also developed an allergy to apologizing for taking up too much space. Seriously, muscle memory tries to tie my tongue to make the words, but my mouth starts sweating with saliva and bile builds in my belly, and I have to stop myself and exclaim instead, "I'm the elephant in the room. Let's talk about it." And it's not just my energy. This body truly is bigger than it's ever been before, and it may not seem like much, but sometimes when I think about it too long, I have to quiet the frantic teenager trapped in my chest with her diet planners and rings to block the bite bruises at the base of her fingers. I pet her ever-thinning hair, ask her to stop counting for a second, and touch the new mounds of muscle that we have worked so hard to build together. Because though it is bigger, it is also the strongest this body has ever been. And isn't that a wonder? That I can climb relentless obstacles and weather the most volatile of storms. I am so grateful for the allergies I've inherited in my age, to stepping on scales, of punishing myself for having dessert, to scrutinizing the swell of myself among the ebb and flow, to feeling like I have to explain myself for living a childless life and loving it, to trying to mind read the meaning behind other people's actions. If they're mad, they'll say something to you. To drinking my feelings, because it turns out my feelings are super big big, but my liver is not super big. To talking shit and to putting my nose anywhere it doesn't belong. To olives because they just taste fucking gross no matter how many times I try them. To going too long without a weekend in the woods. To putting my relationship with others before the relationship with myself. To comparing myself to anyone other than who I was yesterday. To doubting my own magnificence. Sure, I still get anxious. And some days depression floods and makes me walk around with such wet, heavy boots, but I'm learning that I can take the boots off and dry myself out, stop exposing myself to the stressors and environments that keep me itching uncomfortably, red-eyed and wheezing. Here's to being old enough to develop new allergies and wise enough to listen to what they're trying to say, the Benadryl of intuition, the Band-Aid of trusting your gut. Here's to our bodies, beautiful, fierce, flawed machines. Thank you.
Why are you so short? I'm sorry. You just read a poem about like how amazing it is to get your body. Let's talk about it. I'm sorry. Well, I just love that poem so much that I haven't. That's like I'm expressing affection by making fun of you. That's what it is. Great, feelings are hard. So I thank Straight to Ale for this space already, but also thank you to Nick back here. Serving up drinks to everybody. You know what you should do if you order something from him? Or even if you don't, give the man a tip. He's working hard to keep us feeling good. And like, I don't know about you, but my feelings get bigger after a drink, and that means the poems sound better. So like, my whole experience is amplified. So thank you for that, Nick. I hope you get a lot of tips tonight.
Yeah.
Up next, we have Ray Stern.
Last one had me like kind of crying a little bit, so let me get it together or something. But this one is about being an ex-preschool teacher. Children, they were my entire life and being. I barely had to do anything or exist in any other way outside of their mouths. They filled every waking moment with their joys and sorrows, and filled my dreams with fear of their loss, or confusion and misunderstandings. God, it was an incredible brightness in the moments I could see how they saw, even a fraction of the fractal of their perfect understanding. Children are made perfect and only corrupted by our world. Oh, to use guitar strings as a road for toy cars. Oh, to swirl every single color of paint together without washing the brush. Oh, to dance truly moving your body to music without care, and to be so present in the world, full of constant wonder at it all. Their absence is an ache and an effortless freedom, a thrill of existing as a self, and not only for their needs. I can only imagine how being a parent permanently mars the self with a beautiful, loving.
Great. Is that your first time here?
Yes,
It is first time! Yeah, you have to be a thing. I was hoping that'd be your first time here. I love that part. So, you know, I was like, you should tip Nick, but maybe you've tipped your bartender and you're like, well, you know, I kind of want a good treat for myself tonight. I had a good time listening to all these things. Guess what? We have merch. There's books. There's anthologies in there, like a bunch of poems that people you've heard here tonight have in those anthologies. We got notebooks, we got posters, we got stickers, we got pins, we got T-shirts, all kind of stuff. So if you want to like get yourself some swag, Borg is probably gonna be standing over there a little bit. He's got a yellow shirt. Nice and easy to see. So you can find him over there. And up next, we have Maya Webster.
Oh, good. It's perfect for me. Okay. Let me find it. So I'm going to be reading two. One that I have read here before, but I keep adding on to, and one I've read here before that, it's just read here before. So this one is called Portraits of Children. I am a preschool teacher. Education! She says she is making a garden without green. Her fists clench the markers, all the rainbow smudging into brown on the sides of her thin hands. And her flowers are wide swooping lines. Her leaves are like the petals, pink. He brings me flowers to apologize. His raggedly cut blooms are stuffed into pinch bud vases. The water does not reach the stems, and his hands cup them, holding this offering in all his tenderness. She likes to sing while she works. Her little voice floats through the air as her body busies itself with these minute, all-important tasks, rolling the rugs and folding the rags and scrubbing the tables and sharpening the pencils and asking for more to do. And her nonsense rhymes and eager hands are needed, and she knows. He likes to be held as though he's still very small. His large, long body, the baby fat melted away, the hardened bones wrapped in new-formed muscle, folded into my lap, and his face is pressed against me, breath heavy with the responsibility of childhood. She does not know what to do with what she holds. Her words bubble forth with fury and spittle, a gnashing of even infantile teeth seek flesh, as her hands fall softly onto little backs wrapped with sobs, holding them in the comfort she has not had. He is a dense, bright body which does not know its weight, barreling through sunlight to throw strong arms, soft and round, with baby fat around my neck. He drags my head down, presses forehead to chin, gathers thick fingers into a point upon the cheek, opens them quickly, something like a kiss. They would do anything for her. Crawl on little dirt-caked knees and scream at an imaginary moon, call out her name, the round sounds all mispronounced. The only time her body quiets, becomes still, is when color is fixed to the page, some likeness spilled onto a blank slate. He sleeps with clover flowers clutched in his hand. The thunder cloud of his brow now dissipates now into the clear sky of some slumber. He screams for me to sing a lullaby. Furious boy begging with fury, he begs with fury for love. That's that one. And then this one is called The Mulberry Tree Across the Street. Feet sunk inch deep in the rotting jam of mulberries spilled by the neglected tree across the street, in the yard of the Baptist church with green steps, one of 3 houses of God on this street. Body nestled in its tangled branches, skin stained indigo, stained green, watching with feral eyes, the women in their starched Sunday suits lining up beneath, hands clutching the shoulders of well-pressed children, scratching their wool-edged throats and nylon-wrapped legs. Forcing between the bars of the church's window, face pressed to the peeling stained glass sticker, loose hairs and dead bodies of flies and gnats rotting in the sticky residue. To watch the churchgoers sing, bodies swaying, shaking, rocking wildly, hands in the air, chins back, eyes pressed close, their foreheads slick and shining, little pools of sweat collecting on the eyebrows and the hair of the upper lips, mouths open in holy unison. Watch their bodies stumble out, eyes bright with religion, skin shiny with the satisfaction of veneration, tilt their heads up to see the child body retreat into the dark leaves of their tree-made communion. The ironed children with raw throats and wrists walk like they are falling, pressing their patent leather shoes into the sun-baked mulberries, scuffing the smooth leather, the seedy mixture moving up the edges to stain ankles edged with lace. Their arms reach up, hands floating open, fingers catching leaves, twisting them between till they release the sharp scent of green, another Eucharist. And I, sent outside in the dawn of summertime, filled a forgotten stomach with fruit too ripe and honeysuckle hanging heavy on the vine, come home in the evening, body aching with worship, skin all sticky with youth.
Even though you've read this poem before, I still very much enjoy it. Especially the first one. I have a very, very soft heart, And then the first one's just so tender, and I love a good tender poem. Thank you for that poem. Yeah, so you can buy merch from us. Let me talk about non-tender things like your money. And how you can give to us. Oh God, this is not going how I meant for it to go. Yeah, we have merch, but maybe you tipped your bartender, and maybe you then bought yourself like a lovely sticker, and you're like, you know what? Look at all this money that I have that I don't know what to do with. Isn't that the common problem that people have these days? It's not, and you should. Don't let me talk you into what you should do with your money, but there's a donation button there. So if you just feel like you're compelled to support a little nonprofit, because we don't make money, you guys keep us afloat here. You guys help us pay for this. But if you want to just tip your leftover change in that little bucket with some geese on it, feed the geese. You know, that's like cool. You don't have to or anything. Oh God. Up next, we have Michael Milligan.
They were born for days like these without enemies and police. Why G's on the dice? Oh, G's on dominoes in the grill. It's a shame that in a short while some of these brothers gonna get killed. Now when I see through the breezes, G's throwing up seas. They live for days like these. Index on spray cans removing bees. BGs were slow to hate, but OGs motivated. It's a shame how being blind makes you throw your soul to Satan. Now when I see you through the breezes, G's getting ready to squeeze. They die for days like these. Hand-me-down strikes from big homies. YGs and BGs let it pop, pop. OGs ducking cuts up. It's a shame how ashes become ashes and dust becomes us. Thank you. My name is Michael Milligan. He said that already. I'm from a little place in California called Los Angeles. I live in Gunnersville now, though. It's my first time here, so thank you guys. As my eyes traveled over her face, it felt as if I had taken a scenic route to a hidden gem. A straight shot down her jawline as I slowed to dip in that dip in her chin. I'm sure many men have gone past it without noticing on the rush to the featured highlights, but on this road less traveled, I'm focusing and seeing everything that I liked. I came around the other side with a wide turn. Everything in this area was hot while I grew fire on the sideburns. I climbed it slowly, like a mountain steep, and stopped to peek over the bone of her cheek, trying not to fall into her dimple, for it is unnoticeably deep as the Congo Creek. Moving forward ahead toward her forehead, an open space with its beautiful hue, and from between those two bushes there, eyebrows up to see her connection to her roots. And just below the edge is where her holy temple resides. I knelt wishing I was holy enough to dwell inside. I circled that area too many times and found myself lost in her eyes. But I managed to escape in the moment before they closed and drove over the bridge of her nose and found myself on this lovely clip of her upper lip that hung a bit above the other lip. I love to get just a glimpse of what exists inside there. So I came down and around to the corner of her mouth and made a right there. And right there was the most beautiful sight there is to see in all the lands, and I swear, every morning I want to watch the sun rise there. What a hidden gem. Where on earth has your smile been? Well, just know that I made a roadmap. So no matter what the world or you may do to try to hide it, I will never, ever forget how to find it. Thank you.
One more time for a first time reading. Clearly not your first time on a stage, though. You have a command. Well done. Yeah, talk about it. My list, I'm running out of things here. I mentioned the anthology. I did mention the anthology. college, I can't mention that. We're here the third Sunday of every month. So that's the third Sunday of every month, not the second, not the fourth. The first, get out of here. We're on the third Sunday of every month. We're in here. And you're going to hear poems like these from people like these. And oh man, I needed more items on my host list. But I have 3 more members on the sheet. Because we filled up. You know how I was like earlier? I was like, oh, come tap me on the shoulder and get on the list. We did that. So we've got a full list. Unbroken chain. I'm very happy with that. Up next, we have Chantel.
First off, this is my first time. Short I wasn't ready. Hold on.
You want me to help you? You want to adjust?
You got this? No, I got it. I'm right here. I'm good. Hold on. I gotta find it. I wasn't ready. I'm sorry.
We'll wait.
It'll be worth it, I promise. So yes, I've been writing since I was young, but I keep it to myself because I do it to release. But I seen y'all and I was challenged, so here we are. So this is called It's Real. You're not depressed, it's life. We all have sad moments. Anxiety is just not being able to control the unknown. That's what people that don't understand say. But depression is wanting to be happy and live your life, but you're living in your head and your feelings and you can't escape it. Anxiety is not all about the things that you can't control. Anxiety sometimes is about the things you can't control, but your fear of the outcomes. Anxiety is knowing everything is okay, but you think about 50,000 ways that it can happen. Anxiety is walking into a room thinking all eyes are on you, but no one even knows you exist. Depression and anxiety is wanting to have fun and muster up the energy to, but you can't muster up the energy to do so, or you can get dressed. It's being out and having to sit in a corner to decompress because you're overstimulated and or overwhelmed with the fear of sadness. It's wanting to live your life, but you have to live on guard to watch your triggers so that you don't have an episode. It's waking up feeling sad and angry for no reason and not wanting to get out of bed, but then you feel anxious because you still feel lazy, but then you feel lazy because you don't want to move. It's knowing you need to eat, but you're not hungry. It's hungry, but you're hungry, but you can't have the energy to find anything to eat. It's walking through life with a smile on your face, holding it together until you're in your safe place. It's reminiscing on the past before all this shit happened. It's wanting to get in a time machine and change the life the way it should be. It's wishing that people would understand that this isn't life. This isn't normal. Because we've taught that life is hard and that's just the way it is. But pushing through doesn't always work. I didn't even mention how hard it is to bathe, brush your teeth, or even comb your hair, or how exhausting it is to pretend that you're mentally there. Depression is real. Anxiety is real. Trauma is real. Mental illness is fucking real. And if you have it, I see you.
Again, for another first time. Y'all come out tonight. I like that. That's awesome. Oh man, I had like a comment where it just like, oh my god, there goes on there, and then I got on stage and it's gone, man. But oh yeah, I remember exactly what it was. It came back right now. Yeah, writing, man. It's we're gonna let things out. Hit my face just then. Yeah, I remember when it first started coming to Out Loud, it was a common thing for people like, this is church for me. You know, we get up here and we say things. So this is a really important space, and thank you everyone who comes here and who is starting to come here, or who has been coming for a long time, for being here and sharing this space and doing this thing that allows people to say things that you can't just walk up to people and say in your daily life, because it is important to get that stuff out. So thank you, all of you. And up next, we have Max Devlin.
dropped a spoken word album, and I'm selling these for like $5. So, you know, if you want to buy one, you can, and, you know, if you want to be, you know, cheap and broke, it's fine too. Not judging, I guess. The clock moved and the hands were waving. I began to think it was misbehaving. Was it afraid to go back or afraid to go forward, to take the chance of reliving the horrors of getting stuck again? Like if it happens, it would be considered broken, another addition to the trash bin, forgetting its importance, the role it played in tracking memorable moments. So why do these tops feel as parasitically draining as the ticks? The motions can make the strongest feel sick. Oh, forget it. Back to the clock. Is it really so special though, when there's so many in stock? But the truth is, it's still mine, so I rewind the clock even though I can't rewind the time.
Max, I have a question for you.
What?
Can your album be purchased anywhere other than here in person? Is there a website or anything that would direct people to?
Metalkmusic.bandcamp.com.
Say that one more time.
Metalkmusic, M-E-T-O-K.
Metalkmusic.com. At bandcamp.com.
We're also on Spotify too.
He's on Spotify too. Check out his stuff. It is hard to make money as an artist, so if you see an artist doing something that you like, support them. And we have one more reader for you tonight. Your final reader for the night. Humble.
I got two pieces. Is that cool? Yeah. All right. This first piece is called Grand Flag. It should start off with a song that y'all kind of know. Is that cool? Yeah. You're a grand old flag. You're a high mighty flag. From the land to the shore, now these streets. Caused by the man I love and friends I love. Now your flag is bright red to me. Warning, this ain't sweet. This ain't a disaccharide of glucose or fructose. This is a death amplified from the betters you know, but the bullshit you chose. I won't make this all about your fuck-ups, but not your side strokes could use a little new growth. Told me you were 10 toes, but now the love I thought you had don't know me. Where the love you showed me become strangers. When you introduced it, you should have explained it. You should have said not love as romance. Love is just friends. Love is when I call, but there is no obligation to answer. See, love could have also been known as MIA because it tangled in and out, weaving me around. It left me tangled. It broke, rinsed, and minced down my name, and then you wonder why humble ain't so humble no more. Humble, be nectar. As you drunk from her flowers, she saw her demons in your reflection. Wonder who's next to her before she gets the rest up. See, when you left me, nigga, I mourned and grieved you as if you were casket sharp. 6 feet under while my friends play the tune that all will be okay. As if they're the past is hard. I sit in my bed thinking another death on my hands. One to free me from sin, but then one from the sin I stayed in, but then you left me. But I often see your ghost on my timeline, man. Look how time flies, because it was just the other day that you told me not to be concerned about the girl you called sis. I thought that shit was suspect, but you said, nah, babe, I insist you to trust me. Knowing that trusting niggas is like walking on sunshine, because I'll be blinded by the light before burning to death with my feet fried. Damn, I see the rhyme scheme, everything. Listen to me clearly when I tell you, I have no fluidity left in me. I have been charred cold. I have been heated over. Was it gin that you placed over my soul? Who knows? It may be a real problem. So broken that no nigga could ever better solve it. I'm absolving. Involving 2 months to think forks are called whatchamacallits. I hope I get better. But the way this heart bleeds, see, I could tip my pen in and use the blood for my ink. Thank you for the inspiration. See, it soaked up my whitest shirt. It soaked up so much in my mind it hurts. Wait. White flags now red. Debating doing red flags in my head. I'm a grand old flag. Now I'm a high mighty flag. From the land to the shore, now these streets. caused by some friends I loved and men I've loved. Now my flags are brought right to me. And that's that piece. I have one more piece. I don't have my glasses, y'all, and I'm blind as a bat. We're gonna work through it. This piece is called Serene Siren. So does anybody not know what a siren is? No? Okay, that's great. So if you don't, it's just a mythological creature that's kind of related toward the Little Mermaid, kind of, but it's cooler. You know?
I had no idea this was what you meant.
I'm a calm one, allegedly. So this piece is called Serene Siren. Okay, I'm gonna be struggling just a little bit, okay? What happens when beauty fades and the facade I paint on my face is no longer intriguing? What happens when I'm down on myself and I pull you away? What happens when legs morph into fins and all I have left is my voice? What in the hell happens when air is no longer a fulfillment but drowning is? Will you open the door to my freedom from my sinking ship? Swing away from my deepness is often deemed too dark. My friends call me a serene siren. This mythological creature that's been captured. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. Give me just a second. This mythological creature that's encaptured pirates with his voice, though I've never jumped ship before. Okay, y'all too blind for this. I'm so sorry. Give me just a second. Y'all care if I start over? Am I doing too much?
No.
Okay.
Film me, girl, film me.
Thanks. I appreciate it. What happens when beauty fades and the facade I paint on my face is no longer intriguing? What happens when I'm down on myself and I push you away? What happens when legs morph into fins and all I have left is my voice? What in the world happens when air is no longer a fulfillment but drowning is? Will you open the door to your freedom from my sinking ship? Swimming away from my deepness is often deemed too dark. My friends call me a serene siren. This mythological creature that captures pirates with his voice, though I've never seen a man jump ship to his own doom. That's what they call me. But I'm humble. A woman who loves the teenage fever, who might even write you a song. All you have to do is walk the plank. I mean, love me. Of course I mean love me. These men were just stupid. No one asked them to jump. They assumed because I was alone in the water sinking my sorrows away that I needed saving. Now I realized that a queen like me came with fins, and it was appeasing at first. The closer they swam, the more I saw fear in their eyes. It seems my beauty is best at a distance. It seems I watched them drown. Or that they should have never assumed I was some little mermaid wishing for feet. Pretty is what they call me. With a soul like Ursula, see, I feel a pain in my voice, and for that, I'm a hurt sailor. For each tragic ending, it seems no one ever truly got close to me. So what makes you different? Why should I not decorate my deep sea with your corpse? Why aren't you drowning? See, don't touch me. Why do you choose death, knowing you might sink? And that I may, or may not, be the cause of it, see, no. Because I've loved once and learned to take precautions quickly. In my depth of love, I'll obtain that no matter how great of a catch you are, the goal is always to eat you up and spit out the remnants that they couldn't afford to swallow. Can't you see there is barely any meat left of me? Have you ever been inside the belly of a beast? Would you like to? I didn't think so. Thank you for working with me. I'm a singer, songwriter, poet, and live performer. If you want to check out any of my content, I'm humble.lee on Instagram, but just double those E's, okay?
Well, it is your first time here, right? Y'all know what's new? All right, Well, that was the whole night. Thank you so much for coming out. We are here the third Sunday of every month. So that's 4 Sundays from today. And this is one of those weird months that it's an extra Sunday. I should have looked that up before I said I don't plan any of this. So I'll see you guys in a month. Thank you so much for coming out. Remember, tip bartender. We got merch here if you want it. Come say hey to us. There are a lot of friendly people in this room. Have a good night.